Alright guys, at this point I got the bumper off. Just gonna examine the body a little bit, just check what's going on with this thing. I do know this headlight is cracked, it's loose, so we're gonna cut this off, take this headlight off. We're gonna re-clear these headlights, so let's take this headlight off as well. Today's a hot day, we might even, I don't know, we might even lay it down today. Time is money in this situation, just trying to get things done as fast as I can. So we'll run it with the 500 grit sandpaper, scuff it, clear it. This one has obviously cracks here, so water's been going down there. I'll see how bad it is. If anything, I'll freaking even spray water in there to clean out some of the dirt. I know it might have some moisture staining after, but I think it might be better than just leaving it how it is. So I'm gonna take off these headlights right now. All right, this is where the car is right now. We got the bumper off, the headlights off. We just vacuumed around there, got everything cleaned up. You can kind of see the impact is right over here. It's kind of caving in, but the actual frame rail was not touched, at least not in this accident. And then we do spot that leak, which is the power steering fluid leak. It's this line right here. It looks like this line is done, so it's seen better days. So it's got limited life left. It's leaking slowly. Probably once a month you'll have to refill it. I don't know, I'm just guessing. You can always buy that new hose and everything would be good. But let's go back on the headlights. I actually got the fog lights out as well. Everything works. And fog lights, there's a lot of pitting on these. Not as much yellowing as these headlights here. But what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna get started sanding these with 500 grit sandpaper. I'm just gonna knock them out, wet sand them. And then hell, I might even start painting today. I'm not sure. It's about 95 degrees out here in the garage. It's probably 100. I got a fast hardener 2K clear coat system, so I mean we might do it. Let's see. All right guys, I scuffed them up with 320. I actually only had 320 laying around, so we're gonna run it with 320, not 500. I've cleared 500 before, it came out perfect. We'll see how this 320 comes out. Got my homemade booth right here for spraying. I got the fog lights in there. They're already sanded, and wax and grease remover was applied to them. Everything was taken out. So we're gonna be spraying U-Pull 2K clear coat, 4:1 mixing ratio. We're gonna be spraying it with our Harbor Freight gun. This one sprays a lot better than this one. I like it. We've had good results so far. Uniform finish. I got my mask here ready to go. I got my paint suit, goggles and whatnot. And yeah, unfortunately the car's up close here. I'll probably get some overspray on them, but most of the panels are off of it anyway, so not too worried about it. So I'm gonna go ahead, wait till my mixing cup is dry. I got it chilling right here, just about dry. Once it's dry, we'll mix that clear coat here, 4:1 mixing ratio again, and then we'll start spraying this clear coat. All right, we're ready to go. Alright, we are all done. Headlights are all finished. Overall, they look much better. You can actually see clarity. This is the good headlight. Fog lights came out pretty darn good as well, nice and clear. This was the bad headlight. So on this one, I actually got runs in it, man. I tried to lay it down thick, the second coat. I guess I laid it down too thick, so the other headlight I actually reduced the fluid flow from the gun and it laid down a little bit smoother, less dramatic. But now you can see all the dirt and debris in the headlight. There's a spider or something in there and you just got all this dust, rust and whatnot. Again, the headlight is actually just broken right here. So I don't know, I think I'm just gonna leave it as is. I was thinking about cleaning it from the inside, but it's not going to be much cleaner, and then I don't want it to stain the actual housing from the inside more. Alright guys, so the power steering fluid leak seems to be coming from this little metal hose right here. I've cleaned it off, I've degreased it, I've dried it. Ghetto Fix Flex Seal. I mean, it's a very small leak, it seems like. I mean, I didn't even see it leaking, but that's where all the staining was on the frame. So we'll just give it a few layers here of Flex Seal. I mean, I don't get what the problem is. It says it stops leaks, seals, and protects covers easily. It's good for everything. And it says right here, Flex Seal is a easy to use rubberized undercoat that sprays out as a thick liquid, seeps into cracks and holes, and dries to a watertight, flexible rubberized coating. Flex Seal seals out air, water, and moisture and helps prevent rust and corrosion. And that's exactly what we want. And we sprayed it on there. It's kind of carrying the first coat. We'll hit it with another coat. It's kind of like a clear coat, essentially a clear coat that hardens. So if it was a small leak, this will fix it. We won't have any problems. Alright guys, underneath, I think I showed you this video earlier, but my sound wasn't working. This is where the problem is. I already started taking the wire brush to it because we're gonna try to weld this. Essentially, look, this whole pipe is moving right here. So we're gonna push it in as far as we can. We'll weld around it here, at least tack weld it, and we should be good to go. Also, coming around the back here, you got the heat shield for the exhaust. It's completely rusted and ripped apart there. So I was trying to weld it too, but it's kind of attached to the gas tank. So I'm gonna try to take the old mounting bolts off. If we can take all of them off and kind of try welding it, tack welding it, it'll be okay. If not, most likely just gonna remove this whole bar here. We also found another issue here. The sway bar mount right here, the bushing is completely shot because when I moved the sway bar, look at this. So it's moving in the whole mount right here. There's just so much play. And you could hear it. So there was a lot of noises that could mimic the top hats of the shocks that are bad, which when they might not be bad. I mean, this one's leaking, so we know that for sure. But at least we're diagnosing problems, because when this car is ready to be put back together with the wheels and the studs and whatnot, I can mainly focus on the front end of the car with the problem that it had, moving it to the right, pulling to the right, and we can disconnect the sway bar in the rear completely. If anything, we'll order those bushings.
I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true, but the world is pretty cold. You might need a sweater too. I'ma put a ride on ya, kid from California, trying to make it in life. In school they never taught ya.